Okay, it's a Saturday morning in the summer and I am at my first Pet Expo 5K in 3 years, and we just finished setting up our booth.
These pet expos combined with a 5K run race are very popular in my area. It's a great way for people to do an activity with their dog, which is the 5K, and they pay for a ticket to do that. And then they also invite vendors, local pet-based businesses, to have what's called an expo after the race. So when the races are done, they can walk through with their dogs and talk to all kinds of pet-based businesses.
It's going to be close to 100 degrees today, so we wanted airflow through. We got some little battery-powered fans. So I do have sides for this if we need it, but it's a whole new setup. So I thought I would show you and tell you a little bit of why I put things in here. But the race itself is going to start in the next 10 or 15 minutes. So a lot of people are starting to show up. It's a really beautiful location on a lake. I'll show you some of that. And it's a smaller event. So this is great to kind of get back in the flow. But let me show you around a little bit. Okay, so it's a 10 by 10 easy up canopy type. And then I have these grids that we hung off of here with Velcro. And then I have, this is a 20 by 30 that's hung up here with a little S hook. If it was windier, I would change this up to like a carabiner or something. So I always bring some easels and a variety of samples, some albums right here, and business cards and rat cards and cute things, cute things, cute things. Some little flowers I can put around like that. And then this is a 16 by 20 canvas on an easel, 20 by 30 on that metal again. And what's cool about this setup is I can go around and I have one on the other side. So there's the whole tent from that side. And I put everything underneath the table. Then we have from the front. And this is pretty warm right here, but this is kind of the entry table. So I've got people treats and my cards and rat cards, studio information, a chance to win a session. And then they put it in this treat jar, which is cool. I have something about the project I'm working on this year. I have Steve. I have another, I believe this is 20 by 30 on this side. And then the other side is 16 by 20. That's the one I usually have up in my office. And a cute thing here. There. And usually behind this I have my drinks, or I can kind of put them on the ground here at our chairs. So I bring a couple chairs. I don't usually sit in them, honestly, but they're there. And since it's going to be really hot today, I've got a couple of these clip-on battery fans. So that'll be nice. So that's what we got. And then, oh, here's the overall of the whole thing. So they're still setting up. The runner's going to start in a little bit. So there's the running station. People out here kind of waiting. There's the stage and the lake behind it. And there's Westridge. I've done a lot of photos and videos for their facilities. There's Animal Friends Alliance, which I work with a lot. And then this event is specifically for Weld County Humane Society. So you can kind of see everyone's just kind of getting ready. It looks like I'm the only photographer. So this, again, this is a little bit smaller event, but I really like it. Look at how pretty this is. Wow, right? There's the runner station. Oh, there's a race car here. Cool. Okay, so that is my general setup. That is the setup of this particular event. If you have questions about it, let me know. It's a standard 10 by 10 canopy. I can put links in the description too for things like the metal things whatever those are called. I, over the years, have just looked up art shows and how people set up their art shows and kind of done that. There are sides you can get for these. If there was rain or excessive wind, things like that, I put the sides up. Tablecloths. This is my, over here I have the table that I use for my studio setup for the cats. So I just use it for this. And there we go. All right, the race is about to start.
So this is a great fundraiser that's typically associated with an animal rescue or humane society. There are all kinds of events like this that allow vendors to participate. So it's definitely worth looking into in your area. I would suggest talking to the shelter you work with the most and or watching Facebook event pages. Another way to find these is to just talk to other pet professionals. Maybe you're friends with a dog trainer or a pet boutique, somewhere like that. Everyone seems to know someone in town that's offering some kind of event like this. One of the most common questions I get is whether or not I take pictures at these events. And the answer is no. It is so distracting for the dogs. They are just out there having a fun time. There's all kinds of other dogs and people and things happening around them. It's way too distracting to try to get them to pose at all or even be in your space for photos. I've just never found a great way to do it. My goal at these is to really just meet the people and chat with the people, pet the dogs who want to be petted, give people treats, which is always fun, and to gather email addresses. So I always give away something. Usually it's a full session plus a studio credit, so it's pretty enticing. They're giving me access to their inbox, which is pretty awesome, and not everyone does that, right? So giving away a session is awesome. I do not draw these names during the event because people filter through and come and go. And what I do is I import them, type them all into my email program, and I do a drawing randomly and I send everybody an email afterwards. And so you can choose how many winners you want. You can have everyone be a winner if you're just starting out or you feel like doing that. I usually pick one, maybe two that win the session just at random. And so that's pretty fun. And I try to do that within a few days or a week of the event. Now, you can set your booth up as sparse or as full as you want to. Consider that the dogs and the people and kids and all kinds of people will be walking in and out, especially on a hot day like we had. Everyone wanted into the shade. So I always invited people into the shade. So don't put things that are breakable or fragile on the tables. The dogs will jump up on those to see what's up there because most of the booths will have dog treats and they love that. So just make sure you don't put anything that you'd be sad if it fell or got stomped on. So I just bring my regular studio samples, some cute things, some extra information. I probably will print out some stickers at some point. Sometimes I bring little stickers for kids if it's an event I know a lot of children will be at. There's all kinds of little freebie type things that you can do. I tend to not sell anything at these events either. Now you have to check with the event coordinator because sometimes you're not allowed to sell anything, but I just never do. Runners often don't even have their wallet with them or a bag to hold anything. They weren't expecting to buy anything at this. So this is a goodwill education type event. So give them stickers, give them some treats for people or pets, magnets. I've done magnet picture frames before. Having a booth at a community event like this Pet Expo is just one of many, many things that I do to market my pet photography business in my town. If you want even more ideas, I have a 4-segment course over on propetphotog.com. And in the outreach module, I have a whole section just on booths like this. So you could dive in even deeper on that and the other methods I use for marketing for outreach and the other modules. And I also have templates, Canva templates. So if you're not sure what to put on your drawing entry form, I have a Canva template you can start with and a bunch of other templates. So definitely check out propetphotog.com for all of your marketing and anything else you think you might need for your pet photography business. I could very well have it over there for you. I just had a blast and loved seeing all the people who loved to get a big smile on their face when they saw the art I had up. I had clients stop by. I even had one client stop in and start telling other people who stopped by, you need to get a photo. You need to get a photo. It was so it was so heartwarming to have my client stand in there and be a cheerleader for me. So I'm really excited to do more of these. I try to do pre-COVID, I did these 2 or 3 times a year. Usually one was at the beginning of the summer and one was in the fall. We even have one where the run is everybody in costume, including the dogs, and there's a costume contest at the end in October. So that should be pretty fun and interesting. If I participate in that, I will definitely share it with you. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and hit that like button as well, because I just love sharing all these things with you.
Okay, it got really hot out, so everyone's shutting down early, but it was a really great event. I had a lot of fun people stop by and say, hey, I got to pet all the dogs, which is great. So there you go. That's how I set up my booth and the things that I bring. If you have any questions, type them down below. And as always, I wish you many woofs, purrs, and TREATSs.